Welcome back to HIM tutorials as electricity and circuits is going on, and under that we are doing the subtopic electricity. So today learning objective is dry cell. The working of dry cell we will learn about. So before learning of the working we will go for the diagram of the dry cell. So let's begin. You can also try this diagram along with me. This is the outer casing, double layered. Go slowly for that. You can use scale to draw the lines. So in the center there is presence of a rod like structure, and it is a carbon rod, black colored carbon rod it is. Draw it like this. So one more chamber is there, where the electrolyte is present here, and it is also divided into two parts. One part is this, in which the manganese and the carbon mixture is present, and the outside one has got the electrolyte in it. Here is the electrolyte present. So this is the outline diagram. Now we will label it. So this is the negative terminal, also called as the anode, having negative charge. On the other side, as this outside container, this is all negative because it is a zinc case, so it is behaving like a negative terminal, zinc case. The above rod like structure, this is the positive terminal, and it is called as cathode, having positive charge, and actually it is a carbon rod. Now inside the carbon rod there is presence of mixture of carbon and manganese dioxide mixture. Now outside is the presence of electrolyte, and this is ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride. So this is the outline diagram of the dry cell, and it has negative terminal, which is anode, as a zinc case, and which consists of negative charge, and it has positive terminal as a cathode, which has carbon rod. So both, as we know that the positive and the negative, they both are in common case, in common container, but still they are not reacting with each other, because we have learned that positive and negative, they attract each other, but they are not reacting due to the presence of this electrolyte. And we had discussed earlier in our previous lecture that what is electrolyte. Electrolyte is that which is responsible for carrying out the charge, and it is also responsible for carrying out the ions, positive and negative ions. So now we will discuss some important points and the working of this dry cell. As this cell firstly was given by the Carl Gessner in 1886. So Carl Gessner was the first who gave this dry cell, and this dry cell is very easy to use because it has paste form of electrolyte, and due to this paste form of electrolyte we can carry it from one place to another easily. Before it was a Leclanche, one scientist who gave the concept of the Leclanche cell, and this Leclanche cell is having electrolyte in form of liquid. So it is not so much easy to carry the wet cell from one place to another. So when the Carl Gessner has given the dry cell, so it was a new revolution in the field of physics and in the field of electricity, that now we have got such a cell which is giving a continuous supply of energy for the short time, and we can use it also very easily. The second most main property is this is the primary cell. Primary cell means which is non-rechargeable. Non-rechargeable means if once the chemical is used, then we can't recharge it again. So you can say, ma'am, there are certain adapters which are with us, that with the help of that adapter we can again recharge this cell. You can go for it, but you can go for it in very less number of time. After that it get exhausted and it should not be usable again. So it is non-rechargeable. And example, if we are giving for the dry cell, the cells which are using in wristwatch, the cells which are using in wall clock, alarm clock. So these are the example of dry cells, and they are the primary batteries. So one more cell is there, that is the secondary cell. And secondary cell is that cell which is rechargeable. And the best example of the secondary cell is your lithium ion battery, which you use in your mobile. The inverter battery, the car battery, the rickshaw battery. So these big batteries are rechargeable, and they are the secondary cells. And the cell which we are studying today, that is the primary cells, that is non-rechargeable. Then one very important point here is that this cell is converting the chemical energy into the electrical energy. So it is using chemicals in dry form, in paste form. So that is why it is converting the chemical energy into the electrical energy. Now some important components of this cell. So components of cell. First is anode, which is having negative charge. Second is cathode, which is having positive charge. This anode is called as negative terminal. And this cathode is called as positive terminal. Also, one very important point, that is electrolyte, and it is ammonium chloride. this electrolyte is responsible for carrying out the chemical reactions, because when the chemical reactions goes on in the cell, then only it will convert the chemical energy into the electrical energy. Now this cell will not convert electrical energy by itself. What we have to do? We have to connect this cell in a circuit. So let's make a small circuit over here. We will connect this cell. If this is a small cell, I'm going to connect this cell with the help of wires. I'm going to use one bulb over here and one switch is there, and with the help of wires I'm going to connect it. So it is a simple circuit. This is a cell, this is a bulb, these are the wires, and this is the switch. So this condition of the switch, this is the open circuit. Okay, but when I want that this chemical in the cell would convert the chemical energy into electrical energy and this bulb glows, I have to close this switch and become closed circuit. And now, as we all know, that the negative terminal anode has got negative charge, and this negative charge, we have discussed earlier that negative charge is due to the electrons, and electrons will attract towards the positive terminal. So the negative electrons will move from the negative terminal, and the electrons will move from the negative terminal to the positive terminal, and like this the chemical energy which is present inside the cell, that is using up, and the chemical is converting the energy of itself into the electrical energy. And how we will know that this energy is being used up? When the bulb glows. So this is the very simple explanation about the dry cell, that it was invented by the Carl Gessner in 1886, and it is the primary cell. It means it is non-rechargeable. Some cells are rechargeable also, they are the secondary cells. For example, the lithium-ion battery of the mobile, then your inverter battery, then your car battery, they are the secondary cells, they are rechargeable. But once its energy, its chemical is used up, it can't be recharged again. Then this dry cell will convert the chemical energy into the electrical energy. The important components of it are anode, which is having negative terminal, cathode, which is having the positive terminal, and electrolyte is having as the ammonium chloride. Now what is going on? When we put this cell into the circuit, that time the current starts moving. As a result, the electrons will move from negative terminal towards the positive terminal, means the charge will move from negative terminal to the positive terminal. And how do we know that? Up to the time the bulb glows in a closed circuit, in a closed switch. So that's why we will know about that. The current is conducting as the chemicals are being converted into the electrical energy. So this is the explanation about the dry cell. I hope you understood this, and in our next session we will learn about the working of the electric bulb. Up to then, keep learning, keep watching. Thank you so much.